All right, pleased to welcome in a special edition of the pod this week. And we're going high school. We're going with the top high school players in the country. And who better to talk to than the number one player, Chet Holmgren, and Paolo Banchero, two guys that I've seen. Love your games. Love how hard you play. You're very different in your games. But how many times have you guys faced each other? Chet, how many times you guys gone up against each other?
I think we played against each other at this all-star game type thing down in Atlanta. I don't think we played at MBPA, did we?
No, I think just the all-star game in Atlanta, but at Elite 100 and MBPA, I don't think our teams even played. So,
how cool is it to watch each other? Because your games are so different, but you're both. The thing I love about both of you guys is how hard you both play. I mean, that to me is something that can't be taught. I think I've told both of you that I just respect you guys, especially at the high school level, for how hard you guys play. But you have such different games, such different body builds, everything like that. How much do you guys, Paolo, what do you like about Chet's game?
Yeah, I love Chet's game. Just being able to be as tall as he is, he's the tallest person. I mean, every court. And just being able to be so skilled and then being able to change shots the way he do. You know, when you go in the paint and you see Chet, you definitely second guessing whether you should go up or not. So just those two things. And then, like you said, how hard he playing and him not ever being scared from, every time I see him play, he's talking mess. He's in the game. So that's probably my favorite things.
Chet, what do you respect? I mean, when you see Paolo and he's big, he's strong, he's athletic. You're both versatile, but what is it that stands out the most?
Yeah, a lot of things he just said about me, same for him. And then, like you just said, the versatility, being able to especially move at his size and have the whole package, high post, low post, bring outside, the jump shot, pretty much can do it all.
I want to know what it's been like, guys. I mean, for me, this past summer has been brutal in a lot of ways, like the rest of us, right? I mean, I'm usually at the Peach Jam. I'm usually in Vegas. I go out as much as I can in the summer to see as many of you guys as I can and get to know you guys before you get to college and in the NBA. But what has it been like for you guys not getting that opportunity to be on the circuit again in the biggest summer really of your high school careers? Go ahead,
for me, I mean, it was a bummer. Before I was committed, I was looking forward to playing in front of coaches one last time. And then just the fact that, I thought we had a really, really good team this year. I'd been to Peach Jam my previous 2 years on the circuit. And we hadn't made it to the final 8 in either of those 2 years. So this year I thought, we had a really good shot. We had a really good team. So that was my probably biggest bummer, was just not being able to go to Peach Jam and compete in UIBF.
Chet, what did you do this summer? Like, I didn't go out because college coaches weren't able to go out. And honestly, my wife would have killed me if I tried to travel this past summer. So I didn't get in a plane. I didn't go anywhere. What did you guys do?
Yeah, it was definitely rough. Like Paolo said, not being able to get out there one last time and kind of, I would almost call it a farewell tour. Didn't get to have it, but I mean, you got to find the blessing in every curse, and it's definitely been great for me to have the extra time to really work on my body and focus in on my game to even the littlest details.
So you gained like 30 pounds, right, Chet, in the off season when nobody's tell you?
I had to gain some weight.
You look, I can see it. I can see it right here, Chet.
Yeah,
right here.
Not to flex on the camera.
You don't want to embarrass Paolo, right?
Oh no.
What did you do, Paul? Like, where were you? Were you playing every single week, just not in front of coaches? But were you out consistently playing, more local? What were you doing every week to stay sharp?
Yeah. I've only played in 2 tournaments this year for AAU that have been recent. But right when the virus kind of first hit and everything got shut down in March, we had just lost the state championship on that Saturday, and then school got let out on, I think, the following Tuesday. And school got let out, and I was right back in there. I was motivated coming off that loss, and so I've been in the gym. And And then, yeah, just over this time, a lot of, Seattle's a great basketball town. So a lot of college and pro players have been back, with the virus, just been at home. So I got a lot of, good workouts, good runs in during this time. And, yeah, definitely bettered my game over this time.
Yeah, I saw you not long ago. Remember, I was out in Seattle to see a UW game. Went to on that Friday night. Went to see you. Got there a little bit late. It was raining out. I decided to walk from dinner. First time in Seattle, by the way, first time ever. And I decided to walk from dinner to the game. I get there, I don't know, like 5 minutes before it's starting. It's packed. O'Day's playing Rainier Beach. And I'm standing out there waiting to get in with one Jamal Crawford. And everybody knows Jamal's like out there. There's like security. There's the principal. Everybody knows Jamal's out there. And I'm like, all right, Jamal, like get us in. Like you're Jamal Crawford. You can get us in. And I have so much respect for him because not once did he like say, I'm Jamal Crawford, like get me in there. He just waited. We missed the first half together. We missed the entire first half. He never complained. And we walked in for the second half and ended up seeing the game. And I thought it was just really cool that a superstar like Jamal Crawford, especially, in Seattle, who's bigger? Not many, right?
Nobody.
Is he like that generally, Paolo? Is that him most of the time?
Nah, it blows me away just because, just for the little bit of, I guess, fame you could say I have, when little kids come up to me, I try and say yes. But even me sometimes, I got to go or I got to do something. Jamal, I've been with him a couple of times and he'll stop and take 30 pictures and sign whatever, he's just so generous, which blows me away just because, that a lot of times, it seems like that can get annoying and stuff. But, he just whether, no matter how he's feeling, he seems to just do it every time.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so we'll start with you, Paolo, in terms of you committed to Duke on August 20th. I think it surprised a lot of people, right? I mean, where did people think you were going?
A lot of people thought I was going to Kentucky. A lot of people thought I was going to Tennessee, some Washington. Which I mean that, I loved all those schools. But a lot of people made it seem like, I wasn't talking to Duke and I just chose them, out of the blue.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't the case. I just kept everything pretty quiet. There wasn't really, I didn't really talk to a lot of analysts and, give them the drop on, where I was liking and stuff like that. So a lot of them, assumed that Duke wasn't in the mix and stuff like that, when really they were in there the whole time. They just never really got, a hang of it or a hold of that. So it surprised a lot of people, but for my family and, my close people, they had already kind of knew I was loving Duke.
Did you get a chance to visit all those schools? I assume most of them, if not all of them, before, when you were a year ago, when you were out on the circuit and stuff like that, or was it tough because you didn't have a chance to get all the information? Like, that's the part I feel bad for you guys about is it's not only a year where you get to take center stage on the AU circuit, but it's also a year in which you can get a lot of information by going on visits. Like right now, Chet would be going on, both of you guys, I mean, if you wanted, would be going on official visits to football games, and they roll out the red carpet for you. It's kind of what you wait for, right? I mean, those are the times. So where were you able to go, and how hard was it to make that decision to go to Duke without having maybe as much info as you wanted?
Yeah, my junior year, I actually used all 5. A lot of people kind of asked me why, but, I just wanted to, and it ended up paying off because this happened. So I actually visited every school that I was seriously considering I visited, besides Washington, but, Washington's Washington. I've been there 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So, I got a chance to visit everywhere.
What was it about Duke? Before we ask Chet and grill Chet, you and I can grill him together on his recruitment. You'll have fun now that you're not being grilled, but you can. I'll actually turn it, and you can ask Chet the questions after we're done with this. That'll be fun for you. But what was it about Duke?
Yeah, Duke, it was just, when I got there, like, it was just like the feel when I got there, like the campus. I love the practice gym. Like, it was just the feel, when I got there. And then, being around the staff, them all being former Duke players, just really, shows that it's really family oriented there, and everybody there got your back. And I just really felt like, after talking to him, even after my visit for that next following months, that I could trust him. And just talking with the coaches, they didn't just, they weren't yes men, and they didn't just pump me up all the time. When they come watch me play, or when we would talk, they would give me things I got to work on and I got to get better at. Before I was committed, just while I was still in the recruiting process, they was just being honest with me, and I really liked that. And over time, Coach K was by far the most active head coach in my recruitment, so that played a big part. And I just loved it there.
That's impressive at 70 plus years old to have that type of, right? I mean, you think once somebody hits 70, they're going to take a step back and let the assistants do most of the heavy lifting. One before you hit Chet, who's the better player right now, Nolan Smith or John Shire? Did you play with him or no?
On my visit, I went against. I had a shooting contest with John, so he got a strap, but
he can shoot. He can shoot it.
I don't know. We're going to see when I get there.
All right. I'm going with Nolan. I'm going with Nolan in that matchup. I think Nolan's got more left in the tank than Shire. I think Shire's gotten a little old and fat. Don't tell him I said that. All right, your turn, Paolo. Here you go. You've waited for this forever because people have grilled you forever on your recruitment. All right, this guy cut his list to 7 back. When did you cut your list, Chet?
Like June.
It's been a while. So you're still at 7. I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to ask you anything. I'm going to let Paolo go after you now. Come on, put your journalist hat on here and go after Chet, and let's figure out who he really likes.
Oh, man, I'm going to just say, I'm going to just ask the first question. Would you say all those 7 are still involved, or you're still seriously considering all those 7?
I'd say yes, and it kind of depends a lot on whether I can take my visits or not, because I haven't visited all the schools on the list, and it's hard to kind of go somewhere you've never been, you've never seen the environment and stuff. So I'd say at the moment, yes, depending on the decisions of the NCAA and stuff, that could change.
Yeah, you visited Zaga, right?
Yeah.
How you like it there?
How I like there?
Yeah.
I definitely had fun on my visit. Nothing but good things to say. Everybody knows my guy Jalen committed there. He's out there right now. He's telling me good things, always in my ear about it. And like I said, nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, my AAU teammate's going there. He's committed there as well. His name Caden Perry. Yeah, you would love to play with him.
I played with him at USA on my team.
Yeah. He dunk everything, block everything.
Really?
Monster.
Chet, where have you not visited? Of those 7, I'll read off the 7 quickly. Gonzaga, you visited. Minnesota, obviously, being a local kid, you visited plenty of times. Carolina, Memphis, Georgetown, Michigan, Ohio State, and I know you visited Ohio State, correct?
Yeah, so I've never been to Michigan. I've never been to Memphis. I went to UNC for a really quick tour in 8th grade for the CP3 camp. But other than that, I haven't really visited there. I did an unofficial to Georgetown before the MBPA camp last year. And then, like you said, I took an official to Ohio State.
You got anything else for him, Paolo, or you want me to pick up?
No, that's it. I don't. No, you don't. Yeah, I don't want to grill him too much.
I don't blame you.
I know how it feels. You don't want to answer all them tough questions.
I know, and you get him. The worst part is, guys, listen. I don't do as much with high school guys as I used to, more college and NBA. But when I'm there at some of these events, I hear guys, and it's the same question. What I've always said, what you guys should do. Go ahead, Chet.
I agree with you. You'll have 5 different reporters come up to you. They'll line up to talk to you to ask you the same questions. They can't just put the microphone up.
No, what you have to do, and we should make a rule for everybody now. Just put the schools you're considering on, my name is Chet, and the schools I'm considering are, and you just list them. And nobody will bother you. Like you'll have most people that are just be like, all right, whatever. Like all I need is a school list anyway. I'm not even going to bother talking to them. And then you can like just hang out and chill with your boys at these camps and whatnot. So that's my idea. I was never that guy that really just went up and like school list, school list, school list. It was more to me. I always felt like it was cool to get to know you guys. Like I interviewed Kevin Durant when he was 15 years old. I think I was the first one to do a national story on him. So it's like that's the fun part of me going out in the summer and seeing you guys and watching you progress through high school, through college, into the NBA, hopefully, and just seeing kind of being able to talk about that too, not only on the court, but like Kevin Durant didn't say anything, like he was super quiet until he got really to Texas, and then he started opening up. So you guys are way ahead of him in that department. Not even close. He was super quiet. All right. So Chet, give me the timeline at least. What's the timeline look like? Any idea or no, not with everything going on?
I don't have anything like super specific, but depending on if I can take visits or not, it'll probably, if I can take visits, it'll probably end up being like early spring, probably right after the season.
Yeah.
Or towards the end of it. If I can't take visits, it'll probably end up being more midwinterish.
Are both of you going to school? Like, give me kind of the school and team update right now, Paolo. Start with you. And like, are you going to school every day right now at O'Day? And are you going to play? Is the season supposed to start on time or no?
For us, every day is online. We haven't been to school. And then for the season, we're supposed to start in January, I believe, is when we're supposed to start like first practice. And then I think we'll start like mid or to end of January, like first game. And it'll just be conference games and then state tournament. So yeah, that's really it.
What about you, Chet? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's kind of, there's a lot of different options depending on the student and their situation, but most students are doing like a hybrid type situation. They put a lot of rules in place, spent a lot of money to get the school ready, environment ready for this year. And then as far as the season goes, I couldn't tell you yet, but it'll probably be something like what Paolo said, end up starting later, probably sometime in December, and then just do conference and then state like sections and state finals.
An interesting one that I don't know if you guys have given much thought to, but I wanted to get both of your thoughts on this. Name, image, likeness. You guys are going to be the first class to go in to make money playing college basketball. It sounds crazy to me. It really does. And, you know, NCAA is trying to figure this whole thing out, and they talk about guardrails. Guardrails are the big word of the day when it comes to name, image, likeness with the NCAA. We don't know what those guardrails will be. How much have you guys talked to people about this? Because from a social media component, you're going to be able to make money. Who knows what it's going to be sponsorship-wise. Like, are coaches talking to you this as they were recruiting you? And kind of where's your head at? Just give me kind of your thoughts on maybe what to expect if you've been educated on this at all and are thinking about it as you kind of head towards college. Start with you, Chet.
Yeah, I've had conversations with multiple coaches about it, but I mean they're almost as in the dark as we are, because like nobody really has any rules set for it, so nobody really knows. But like the general idea, the bigger the brand of the school, the bigger endorsements end up being, and I think it's definitely very important to allow student athletes to profit off themselves and become their own brand. But at the same time, you got to be able to manage that and not let it get in the way of basketball and your job, really.
You excited for this, Paolo, to make some money playing college hoops? Like, it just, again, you'll be the first ones. You'll be the kind of the guinea pigs to how this thing's going to work.
Yeah, when I heard, when they said it, it definitely was, exciting to see. As far as like, talking about my people and stuff, my mom was a college athlete, And she had been, saying that players should be paid since I was a little kid. I remember saying that. And she's been, real vocal about that. But like Chet said, my parents would talk to me about it, and I always tell them, that's good and all, but I just don't want it to ever, get in the way, my basketball and the end goal, which is trying to get to the NBA. When I can make real money and then kind of focus and all that. But while I'm in college, I want the main thing to be, basketball, because that's what I'm there for and all that.
It is hard. I mean, you think about it, like you don't know where the opportunities are going to come, right? Like I've said it, how much is it going to be on recruiting eventually? And that's going to be illegal. The NCAA is trying to make it illegal. But let's face it, I've kind of just thought it through and said, well, if I'm a head coach and I got a buddy of mine who owns a car dealership, well, why can't I just tell him to offer you guys, basically to have something already in place, right? And say, hey, once you get here, I'm gonna make sure you got $100,000, opportunity here to do some ads, some commercials for this car deal. It's just, again, there's so many questions to be answered with this right now. And you're right. Like you're going to have a lot coming at you. And the hardest part is going to be trying to stay focused on playing the game. And that's hard enough as a college freshman, right? To acclimate yourself and make sure you're playing as well as you can. And to have all this other stuff now thrown at you to try to figure out, it's almost like, is it all worth it? Depending on how much money you're making, right? You're going to have to decide that. And maybe you have a family member handle most of this stuff, because you guys shouldn't, honestly, you probably shouldn't be dealing with it. It's going to be, a lot on your plate while you're trying to figure all the other stuff out, get better. All right. G League program. I think 5 guys went this year, led by Jalen Green, Isaiah Todd, Dacian Nix. Those were kind of the headliners. They're throwing around pretty good money. 500 grand. That's pretty good money, right? They're working out in California. I don't know what it's going to look like this year, because honestly, I don't know if there's going to be a G League season next year. It's going to be interesting, right? I assume they'll still find a way to work out, but they may not play as many games or anything like that. You guys give any thought to that pathway program, or are you pretty much both locked in to going to college?
Yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm not gonna say 100% going to college, because anything can happen, but 99.9% chance I'm going to college. I thought about it, but I honestly didn't know enough about it, and college just seemed like the right path for me. So,
Paolo, you with him?
Yeah, I'm committed. I'm locked in. So
you're going to Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, my thought on that is to each their own, right? It's another opportunity. It's great because you don't have to necessarily go overseas now. You can make some money and you don't have to leave the country. So I love it. And hopefully they'll get good coaching and all that. My only thought is, and even for a guy like Jalen Green, how much are we going to talk about him this year? How much is he going to really increase his brand this year playing in this G League program? I'm not going to talk about him at all. I'm not. I mean, I didn't talk about RJ Hampton all last year. It's out of sight, out of mind, right? I mean, he was overseas. So I feel like you go to, whether it's Duke, obviously wherever you end up, Chet, you're going to be able to build your brand a lot more in college. And the other thing I'll tell you guys is, and I went to school at Arizona, it's a pretty good time in college. It is. You guys have seen that, right? I mean, you've been on college campuses enough. It's the last stop you're going to have without a ton of pressure on you. You get to hang out with your buddies, where with this G League program, I don't know, is it just 5 of them? And then you got a bunch of guys that probably are in the G League, if the G League goes off next year, that aren't your age. You got guys that are 26, 27 years old. Some of, I don't know. I just feel again, I'm glad they have the opportunity, but I just feel you can build your brand so much better in college, and the social aspect, everything. I don't know. It sounds like I don't have to convince you guys at all that you're all in. But how many, some of the other guys that you guys hang out with, that you talk to, are there a lot that you think are going to end up going this G League route, or no?
Man, I think it's only going to really be 3, 4, maybe 5 each year. But I think I saw Mike Foster is considering it. Jabari Smith is considering it. I don't know who else is considering it, but there's probably a couple others in there.
Yeah, I think there'll be a couple for sure, and I don't blame them. But for me, I grew up watching college basketball and stuff like that. So it's always been a dream to play on Super Tuesday and all that stuff and stuff like that. And then on top of that, we'll be able to make some money. So
that's true. That's what people don't realize. It's like the 500 grand is zero right now, and it's not zero because you still have the stipend and some of those things. But basically, 500 is zero. The gap will be closed. I don't know how much. Can you guys make 50 grand? Can you make 100? I have no idea. Has anybody kind of told you what they think you could make next year, or no? Has anybody given you a figure of potentially? All right, Paolo, go ahead. What's the figure you've gotten?
I mean, through the recruitment process, I've had, coaches tell me I could have 6 figures in my account by the time I leave and stuff like that. And I just don't know how true that is. Like, maybe that'd be great, like, if that is possible. But, they just trying to tell you a lot of stuff. So
they want you to go
get some wild numbers.
That definitely sounds like a attainable number. 6 figures. I mean, it's a lot of money, but if you think about it, it's not that much money. And then depending on who you are and where you end up going to school, if you're at a smaller D1 school, you're probably not going to get the same as a perennial AP 25 school. And then on top of that, how marketable are you? Your social media following, et cetera. It kind of just depends on who you are.
So some of the people that'll watch this have never seen you guys play. I probably should have started with this if I was actually a good reporter. But we'll get to it now. Break down your games. Can you do either of you know each other's game well enough to break down the other's game, or should I have you break down your own game?
I could probably break down his game.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Versatile. I'd say sticks mostly to the 3-4. Kill you on the glass, work high-low, pretty much anywhere in the paint, good footwork, gets the jump shot with fluidity, uses pump fakes, ball fakes, can take you outside if you're bigger and slower, runs the floor well, get it off the glass and push it with the pass, the dribble, pretty much whatever.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. My comparison, Paolo, and tell me if you've heard this one. Chris Webber.
I haven't heard Chris Webber. For me, like, it's interesting because I think my play style varies from who I'm playing against. So some people may see me and say, oh, he's like Carlos Boozer is one I've heard. But then some people see me play and be like, he's Tobias Harris, or he's something like that, who more handles it and stuff like that, because it just kind of varies. In high school, I'm bigger than everybody, so I'm going to just get down low because that's easy buckets. But in AAU or better competition, I got to be craftier and find more, creative ways to score. So it'll be something else.
You can handle, you can pass, you can score in the post. I think, and I say this to everybody, when you're a killer on the court. Like that's what I say about you. I just think that you have that mentality about you and that versatility, like Chet said. That's something you don't expect when you first see you. You don't necessarily expect that versatility to be able to handle it like you can, to be able to shoot it from the perimeter. Go ahead, Chet. What are you going to say?
My comparison would probably be like a prime Paul Millsap that's more athletic.
Yep. All right, your turn.
Millsap too, yeah. That's one person I heard.
Go ahead.
But yeah, for Chet, my breakdown would just be elite shot blocker, elite. On top of being able to be an elite shooter from the outside, being able to be a ball screener or come off ball screens, either one. Being able to pass out of doubles, you see over the defense. killer mentality. You know, he's not timid at all. And then also kind of like an underdog mentality. Obviously, he's number one now, but a year ago, he wasn't. And you could just see that every time he plays that he has that, you know, that underdog mentality in a way, and just has a chip on his shoulder. And then just being as fluid as he is at 7 feet is ridiculous. You know, for me, I've never seen a 7-footer being able to in and out, double behind the back, Steph Curry, and then go dunk it. Like, when I seen that, I was like shaking my head. Like, I really was like, what the hell did I just see? But
you weren't alone. Trust me, you weren't alone.
Yeah, so that's mine.
I was like, what did I just do?
What's that?
I kind of thought that to myself after I did it too. Like,
You're like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you look at you, and again, what do you weigh? What did you weigh last time I saw you? Go ahead.
I'm gonna be brutally honest.
Yeah.
I don't think I was anything over like 178 last year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And what are you now? You 190?
A little over 190. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's the thing. When you know this, you deal with it every time you step on the court before people got a chance to know you, right? They're looking at you like, come on, really?
Oh yeah.
Like, right?
Oh yeah, I've gotten it all my whole life. I'm just this tall, skinny white kid with long hair. And I mean, the being white part of it, like, people are like, "Oh, he's soft." Like, It's not that sweet.
When do you have, like, I've talked to a bunch of white players about this, like, they got to come out and even have more toughness, because again, especially somebody like you, where you're 178 pounds, it's a different ballgame for you. Does that have to be fake toughness at first?
I don't think I've ever really faked toughness. I mean, because to a certain point you can't really fake it. You always just gotta think, if somebody hits me, I'm gonna hit them back. And don't always wait to get hit first. Sometimes you gotta hit somebody first. That's just how I've seen it.
All right, so let's finish out with, I gave you guys both a little homework. Did you do it?
Oh, the top 10.
Oh, you didn't do it. Chet, come on. Give you a little homework and you forget.
I'm better on the spot.
All right, let's do it. We're going to start with one. We'll kind of go through it, all three of us. Number one, do we all agree it's LeBron?
Yep.
Yes. All right. Who we got at 2, Paolo? Who you got at 2?
My list right here, I got Kawhi at number 2.
After
even though he choked,
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't drop him that much. I didn't really drop him at all because it was one game. Yeah. It was really like one half basically, but I don't got him number 2.
All right. I had him number 2 also before, and it's still hard to move him much. I mean, he's still a killer. He still plays in both ends, but yeah, it wasn't pretty. Definitely wasn't pretty. All right. So who do you got at 2, Chet?
I got a healthy Kevin Durant at 2.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's the thing about that. My list was everybody playing right now. I would have had KD definitely at 1 or 2. And
right,
I would
have
had Curry. I had Curry in there too, but everybody on my list.
All right, let's count those 2. No other injured players.
All right, no injured players?
Other than those 2. Other
than KD and Steph?
Yeah.
Well, there's nobody else that should be on it anyway. I mean, if you try to put Kyrie on it, I might hang up on you guys.
I got him at 10.
Kyrie now or Kyrie in 2015?
Man. Here's my problem with Kyrie. Listen, Kyrie on talent should be in the top 10. Kyrie, when you include everything else, I don't have him in the top 10.
I think one-on-one, top 10 easily.
He is.
I don't know about top 10.
All I'll say is the Celtics with Kyrie didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Without him, and Kemba's not as good. We can all agree on that, right? Kemba's not as talented, but man, I don't know. Kemba's just got the intangibles. And the big thing for me with the Celtics is Kemba allows Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to be them, where Kyrie, I don't think ever did. I think Kyrie wanted himself to be the guy. And Kemba and Gordon Hayward are great for the Celtics because they don't care. They're not about themselves. They're about team. Anyway, that's my rant on Kyrie. All right. So, all right, where are we at? So we're at whatever, some combo of LeBron, KD, Kawhi at 1, 2, 3. We all agree with that?
No.
But you drop Kawhi lower. You drop Kawhi even lower. Who do you got in front of him?
Even though Giannis kind of choked a little more.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Nah, I got Giannis at 3. Even though he can't shoot a jump shot, I got Giannis at 3.
All right. I'll give it to you. That's fine. All right. All right. So you got, again, we got. I'm trying to write them down as I go. All right. So 4 for both of you guys. 4. Who do we got?
Kawhi at 4.
Kawhi at 4. Who you got?
I got Giannis at 4. I had AD at 3.
Okay. AD at 3. Giannis at 4. Got it. 5.
I got AD at 5.
Okay.
I got James Harden at 5.
Ooh. All right. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
I might fight you on that one a little bit. Listen, there's nobody like him offensively. I just think, again, talk about chokers.
Yeah.
Just hasn't really done it in the postseason. Every playoffs. Now, again, listen, when you got a 6'4" center, it's hard to win in the playoffs, right? I mean, PJ Tucker's the toughest dude in the NBA, other than maybe James Johnson. But
I think it would have worked if they had anybody that could shoot instead of Westbrook.
Yeah. Well, you're right. That combination isn't great, right? I mean, Russ is such a freak, plays so hard. If he could just be a consistent shooter, it would be a different deal. All right, let's keep going. What do we got? 6?
I got Dame Lillard.
Can't argue with that. Somewhere in the top 10. What do we got, Chet? You're trying to think on the spot now. You said you were good on the spot.
I'll throw Dame in there at 6.
All right, Dame at 6. 7.
Curry
7. Okay.
Yeah, on my list, I got Jokic in there at 7. He boosted himself over these playoffs.
You know who's boosted himself more than anybody for me? And I'm not putting him in the top 10, but I'm saying who's boosted himself more than anybody probably in the bubble is Jamal Murray.
Yeah, nah.
Damn. He's been unbelievable. I never thought he'd be this.
Donovan Mitchell, too.
Yep. Donovan Mitchell, no doubt. All right, Jokic, what do you got? Chet?
What
are we at, 8? 9?
Mhm.
8? See, if you'd done your homework, you'd be all right here. Now you're going to get yourself into trouble.
Should have. I'm going to end up just saying a name that sounds dumb, but.
Who's he forgetting? Paolo, go next, and you'll save him from embarrassing himself.
I got Luka at 8.
Yeah,
I got Luka higher.
I'd put Luka at 8, Jokic at 9, because Jokic can't protect the rim at all. But he
don't play no D. He don't play no D.
Play no D.
Play no D.
I got Luka higher, guys. I got Luka like ahead of Harden. Like I got him up there. I do. I got him up there, man. He just, I don't know. He's coming too. He's coming.
Yeah, no. There's no doubt he's gonna be top 3 in 2 years. No doubt.
He's gonna be an MVP in a couple of years.
Yep. All right. So what are we at 8? Still at 8, 9? Go ahead. What do we finish it out?
I got Tatum at 9.
We at 9.
Yeah,
no,
I got
Jokic at 9.
Luka at Jokic at 9. Okay, I agree with you on Tatum. I got Tatum at like 9, 10. However you want to. You listen. I've been the card-carrying member of the Jason Tatum fan club since I first saw him sophomore year of high school at LeBron camp. Like I just think, and now we're seeing the Tatum that I saw back then. Believe it or not, was kind of more. The first game I ever saw him, he was kind of more of a point forward, and we're seeing some of that passing ability now. But man. That block by Bam Adebayo, by the way, was insane.
I knew it was coming. As soon as he drove, I yelled at my TV. I was like, block party, because I knew he was going to do that. He wasn't getting dunked on, that's for sure.
I was going to try and slide Jimmy Butler in there somewhere, but I couldn't quite make it fit.
Yeah, I think he's outside the top 10. I think he's somewhere 10 to 20.
He's a great leader. He's a great leader.
Which is crazy because he hasn't been. He has not been a great locker room guy in Philly, in Minnesota. In Minnesota, what was the reputation of Jimmy? It wasn't great.
I mean, I liked his reputation
because he played hard.
He got the bad.
I think he's a good leader, but just the way he leads didn't fit Minnesota and it didn't fit Philly. But I think in Miami he has a bunch of hard-nosed players who, they feed off of his energy.
they're willing to listen because they're young.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You need the right culture for Jimmy Butler, right? You need a group that's going to work their ass off, that's going to play a similar way as him. And you can just tell, Bam, Dragic, Tyler Hero, they're just tough. Jay Crowder, yeah.
But think about it, everywhere he's gone, even if they didn't like him, they were a lot better with him.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so what do we got? 10? Who are you putting at 10 instead of Jimmy?
Oh, I wasn't gonna put him in there. I'd probably go Jason Tatum at 10.
Yeah. All right, who fills out your top 10? Paolo, what do you got?
I'll knock Kyrie out of there, and I'll put Joel Embiid in there.
Ooh, interesting. That's an interesting one.
Like the top 3, it's hard to go with 10 because there's just too many people that could fit in there.
A lot of guys. I mean, we haven't mentioned probably a bunch as well that can be, Donovan Mitchell knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Brad Beal
knocking on the door. There's a lot, but like you said, the top 5 I feel is not easy, but again, you got to have LeBron, you got to have Kawhi, you got to have KD, Giannis, right? I mean, it's fairly easy for the most part. So what else you guys got going on now? What just school, online for one, in person for the other some days, and just kind of working on your game as much as you can to stay sharp? That's it?
Pretty much nothing else to do.
You watched all the TV shows you could possibly watch by now? Are you out of them like me?
I don't really watch TV.
No.
Not a big TV guy.
Just watching hoops every night?
I watch mixtapes or play Black Ops. That's pretty much all I do.
Really? You don't even watch you don't watch much NBA playoffs, or you do? You watch some?
Or yeah, like mixtapes, like basketball in general, and Black Ops. That's all I do. I don't watch movies.
Anything else?
Yeah, not really.
What else do you do, Paolo? You watch anything else or no? Just hoops?
Yeah, I play a lot of video games when I'm at the house, and then I of course watch basketball. And then hopefully, we're not in school, but they're trying to get the football season started in the fall. So, and I think the governor just said he said it's up to the WIAA now.
Really?
He's giving them kind of permission, I guess, to choose whether they want to have a season or not right now. So I kind of hope there is football season, just because ain't nothing else to go do.
No, there's not. Listen, to me, we just got, while we were on this, taping it, what's today, Wednesday? The news broke. I did end up breaking it, by the way, guys. November 25th start date. Yeah, November 25th is the start of the season. I put it out there early in here because I knew if I didn't put it out, I knew somebody would break it before me. So, but I don't know if we're going to be allowed. It sounds like ESPN and Disney, they're going to have a bubble down there in Orlando for a couple of weeks. I'm hoping I'm able to go and
for college.
Yeah. And they're having some at Mohegan Sun up near where I am in Connecticut. They'll probably have 20 teams. But again, you don't know how much media are going to be allowed, not allowed into practices. It's all crazy. It's just moving. And hopefully by the time you guys get to college, at least everything will be normal. But I want to see Kate Cunningham play this year. I want to see him at Oklahoma State. I think, talk about a killer. He's a killer.
I want to see a lot of people play.
Me too. We will. I think there'll be a season. I just don't think it'll be a full 20, 30-game season. I think you'll have, like you're seeing in football, some teams playing, some teams not. So anyway, listen, I appreciate you both joining me. This was fun. Hope it was not painful for you guys and you had a little fun, and we'll do it again. All right, we'll do it again. We'll check in with you guys during the season, and be safe and, enjoy the light load in school. I assume it's light for both of you this final year, right?
Yeah, I definitely didn't take too many AP classes.
Well, you're smart. Very, very, very smart. And Paolo, you got to make sure – hold on one sec here. Just make sure you keep those grades up, to get into Duke, all right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. No SATs this year, so.
That's right. No, for either of you? Don't have to worry about it at all?
When they announced it for last year, I was like, please don't.
My daughter's a junior, so she's just hoping it extends a little bit longer to next year. I told her, I'm like, they may not look at them as much, but I think they'll they may take him at the end of the year. So anyway, all right, listen, appreciate it, guys. Be safe, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
For having me
You got
on.